Hello, financial enthusiasts. Today we're going to be talking about something that even I just discovered, but it's actually an interesting topic. It's called non-fungible tokens. And you might think, oh, what? That's kind of a weird acronym. What the heck does that mean? Basically, non-fungible tokens are a way for you to have a record of ownership of digital assets. Now, there's so many things that you could own that are digital. As an example, so much of art today is actually created from on a computer, digital artwork. Let's say you created some beautiful work of art on your computer. Now you own the copyright to it, but let's say you want to make some money by selling what is considered the first copy or the original. Maybe you want to sell the original. Now, before non-fungible tokens were created, basically everybody could have the JPEG, and that wasn't worth very much. Anybody could download it. Who cares? You have the picture. But now with non-fungible tokens, the artist can basically sell off what is considered original and say, this is the original. Even though a lot of it requires a little bit of creative analysis on your part, because if you think about it, there's still nothing really different about this copy compared to anyone, because digital means that anybody in the world looking at the same picture is looking at the same thing in reality. But in any way, let's say you're someone who likes the idea that you own this. You own this in terms of just looking at it, and you have like a certified copy that shows this is yours. You own the original digital artwork. Now, it's important to note that this doesn't mean you own the copyright to it. I think that's a separate issue. There's the copyright. The person who created can still actually indeed own the copyright that's separate from ownership of the original. Now, let's think about this for a moment, because it makes sense, because this is true for regular art too. If you create a work of art, you are the copyright holder. So you own that copyright. That's a right that you have. Now, if you sell that painting to someone else, that person owns the painting, the physical copy of it, but you still own the copyright. In other words, the person who bought the painting from you doesn't have the right necessarily to copy it, reproduce it, to copy a version of it and sell it. That's still the copyright holder. In other words, notice the word copyright, the right to copy. So if you buy artwork from like an artist, you're not allowed to just make copies of it. I know some people do anyway, but that doesn't mean it's legal or not. So this is a similar thing, only it's in the digital sphere, except digital is a little bit different from analog in the sense that there's a little bit less of emotional enjoyment from knowing you have the original. When it comes to digital artwork, there's not really that much of a difference between the original and the copy. Anyway, the purpose of non-fungible assets has a lot to do with the Ethereum network. Now, Ethereum is different from Bitcoin because it's a blockchain, but it's broader than cryptocurrency. It is a cryptocurrency, but it's more than that. It's about being able to register digital assets on the ledger. You could even with Ethereum in the future, for instance, see these homes in the background. One day they could actually prove ownership over these homes instead of it being on the government's computer. It could be, theoretically in the future, be on the Ethereum network, possibly as an NFT that shows, hey, I own this property. And because of the way that these blockchain networks work, people can't screw it with it, hack it, or change the ownership rights. So that's another benefit. Now, let me tell you what I think is a cool part of NFT, because a lot of the talk about NFT is so theoretical that and some of it just seems a little bit strange. Like, why would you want to own an NFT of Jack Dorsey's first tweet? Well, I don't see the value in that, especially because that does not give you as I mentioned before, an NFT I do not believe gives you the right as a copyright holder. It means you own the original digital asset, which is I don't know why anyone would want Jack Dorsey's first tweet. Anyway, what I think is a cool thing is when you combine the old analog artwork with digital. In other words, let's say someone makes an artwork, it's worth $100 million. Normally, the way it works is someone buys that artwork completely. It's either a wealthy individual or a corporation. They buy that artwork for $100 million. What if we split the assets of that artwork and make it an NFT so that maybe thousands of people can own that artwork? And so if that artwork goes up in value, as a result, you could benefit from that. Basically be like shares of a corporation, but instead of shares of a corporation, it could be shares of some artwork that is really rare or made by an extremely noteworthy individual. So I hope that I was a very good teacher to you today and explained NFTs in a very easy to understand way, but maybe I didn't make it that easy to understand. Feel free to like this video, or even ask my brother if I explained it. Did I explain NFTs very well that you even understand it?
So what's the big deal if you can copy 1 million of the same digital asset? There's nothing to really differentiate the first and the millionth.
That's true.
Copy, except ownership of
yeah,
it.
With the Jack Dorsey one, you would not own the copyright of that tweet. You would own the certified digital original of that, which, as people have said, some of these NFTs are going to be worth a lot. Some of them are more like a fad. I think that kind of thing is a fad.
I don't see how it's going to be any different. Bit for bit, they're identical.
But
the first.
Yeah, but the NFT idea, it doesn't only apply to things like Jack Dorsey's tweet. It also applies, like I said, thousands of people could own one artwork. Maybe the artwork is 100 million, so thousands of people can have an NFT of that artwork. Like you could own like a very small percentage. That could be part of what Ethereum and the NFT does.
That's interesting. Maybe
that's how that works. That's the one cool thing about it. But some of them, as someone pointed out on Facebook, some people told me, yeah, some of these NFTs are going to be a fad, like owning NFT of Jack Dorsey's tweet, or maybe some of these celebrity YouTubers have NFT of some nonsense thing. But this could be something big if it's used for something that already pretty much has historically had value, like artwork. And just the technology, the cool part about it is that it lets you own a little tiny piece of it. I think that's a cool thing. Anyway, be sure to subscribe, like this video, and I'll see you in the next video. And maybe we'll talk about something a little bit less complicated.